going around, because what you did, you committed adultery against that man, irregardless of what he did to you. You understand?
Yeah, I just did. I don't know. I feel like
It doesn't matter about how you feel. Your feelings don't matter when it comes towards God's law. You understand? It's like this. Let's say I go rob a bank, and then the judge asks me, "Why'd you do it?" Well, because I felt like I was due more money. Does the law matter about my feelings?
You cheated on me first, and I already.
That doesn't matter. That's not what God does. God doesn't say for you to go get revenge. You can revenge cheat. That's not written in the laws of God. Worshiping other gods, we went around doing whatever we wanted on this earth until today. That's why you see nothing but blacks and Hispanics sitting around on the corners in gas stations, to the point where you're not even allowed to use the friggin' restroom to go inside of, because they will deny you because of that. Why? Because you have a bunch of drug dealers, you got a bunch of hoes, you got a bunch of prostitutes, you got a bunch of pimps, you got a bunch of evil people in the neighborhood, not where you're not even allowed to use a public establishment. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That all these curses that we read here in Deuteronomy 28, that it has come upon us now as a people, as a race, we are destroyed. We have no identity. We have taken on the identity of being a nigger. That's all we are in this earth, in this world.
That's right.
Look at the state condition that we're in.
Bring it up.
We're low income, impoverished, that we seek job and employment, being shut down on the street. How you doing, sir? Hey, sis, what's your name? Sis, what's your name? What's your name? Is that your man? What's your man? What does God say about interracial marriage? Y'all together? Come here real quick. Real quick. What does God say about interracial marriage? You don't know? Tobit 7.
Bring it out.
Check this out. This is what God says about interracial marriage. How you doing? Hey, brother. Hey, what's your name?
RJ.
RJ? Are you white? Caucasian? Where your people come from? Germany? England?
I'm Irish and Indian.
Irish and Indian? Like India with the dot in it?
Indian, like Cherokee.
Cherokee? That's your father? Your father's Cherokee?
Yeah, my mama Irish.
Your mama Irish. Okay, so that's all right. We can deal with that. Come here. Come closer. Because now, because on this line, right? What we got? Where are you from, sis? America, right? Okay. God says that the American blacks are what? Judah, right? You said Cherokee, right? Where do you see Cherokee down there? Do you see it? Under under what?
God.
Gad, right? Gad, right? The American Indian, right? Gad, right? So now, and we're going to talk about interracial marriage anyway. Read that? Because what your parents did was actually against the laws of God. You understand? We're going to read about that. But y'all are together now, and we're gonna touch it. We're gonna touch it. Read.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of thy seed, of thy father.
So God said that we are supposed to take the seed of our fathers, right? Our fathers are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Anybody on this sign, you are allowed to have a marriage with. You understand? Anybody that black, all right, West Indian, Haitian, Puerto Ricans on down. Okay, read.
And take not a strange woman to wife.
Because a strange woman, for example, a strange woman like your mother. You said she was Irish, right? Your father took your mother, a strange woman, to wife, right? And God is going to explain what that spirit and that mentality is. Read.
Which is not of thy father's tribe, for we are the children of the prophets. Noah, Abraham, the children of the prophets. That our fathers from the beginning, even that they are married, whilst of their own kindred.
That was the law that we kept, that we all married women or women with men, men with women, of our own kindred, meaning of our own people, right? Read. We didn't interrace, no swirl, none of that stuff. Read.
My son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married, were wives of their own kindred.
That's why you can't get so you can't,
Verse 13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, in the spies, not in the day hard. The verse 13. Now therefore, my son.
Now, this is Tobit, right? Tobit speaking to his son Tobias, saying what? To not despise thy people. Read. Where you at? Read.
Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart
So it says, despise not in thy heart, meaning in your mind. Read.
thy brethren.
Thy brethren. How can you hate your people? What was the topic? By interracial marriage. Your father has a spirit of self-hatred. That's self-hatred for his own race. Why? Because he took on your mother who is not of his people. Now we have taken on and done that. Why? Because of this. Slavery. Slavery of the American black and slavery of who? The Indian, right? So both took place, and now we do what? We see that the white man or the Caucasian is what? Superior to us. So in order for us to, sometimes we believe that we should how you say it? We need to get along. We need to get on, right? We need to we'll go along, right? So we need to go along. All right, they the ruling class. We're gonna be a part of them, right? We have to be. But God says that is actually hatred. Hatred for yourself, hatred for your own people. You understand that so far? Now, in your mind and in your processes, you're like, well, hold up, I'm mixed, right? 50-50, right? Now give me Deuteronomy, right? Let's find out what God, Numbers. What God says about mixing, whether or not you're 50-50 or what percentage you are of your bloodline, right? We agree? Because in society today, they say that you're what? You're what? 50-50 mix or whatever percentage mix, right? They would say he's Caucasian. Yes, I understand. But what I'm saying is, you would go around and say that you're what? 50-50, right? What do you mean, no? Why are you speaking for him? Let him speak. Let him speak.
know.
Why are you speaking for him? When you sign out, when you put check on your when you get a job, right? What do? You put in different. You got different races, right? Of course, you just say white. But I'm saying, but when somebody asks you, hey, what are you? You have to. Now you're back there. You're like, yeah. You have to break it down, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm this percentage of this and this, right? You understand? That's what I'm trying to get to. All right. Read.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they decided and they declared their pedigree after their family.
So God said, right, this is what happened. We were in the wilderness with Moses, right? God said that we were out in the wilderness and we declared our families. Why? Because we had to be numbered according to each tribe. You understand? But this is how he did it. Because we were in Egypt for 500 years already. Read.
By the house of their fathers, according to by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from the 20-year-old and upward, by their poles.
So God said that it's determined by who? The house of your father. That's why I asked you who your father was. You understand? Because, yeah, sometimes you can get confused as what? As a white man, right? Why? Because of that interracial mixing. Many of these people, one more, Hosea 7 and verse 8. A lot of times what happened while in a state of captivity and enslavement, don't worry. You're going to go back home. Don't worry. It should be over by next week. Just buy her a Happy Meal. So what's going to happen is, that when we became enslaved as a race of people, now we cling onto the other races to try to receive some sort of level of upliftment, right? To try to get ahead in society. Back then, sometimes it was by force. You understand? So that's why when you see Ephraim on down, right? When you see different like Hispanics, right? Or some Indians, right? They look what? They look white, Caucasian, or they have lighter skin tones and other different facial features and all that stuff, right? So it's easy to confuse the face. Read.
The book of Hosea, chapter 7 and verse 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned.
So Ephraim is, from here on down, it says, God says that he is what? You make pancake before, right? When you forgot the pancake was on the stove, and you left it there, and you didn't flip it, what color does the bottom part turn? Huh? Like a dark brown, right? And then gradually on the top is what? It's a white. So what is God saying is that Ephraim, he has mixed himself to the point where some of them are really light, some of them are really dark, or to the point where, hey, you might be misconfused for somebody else. You understand? Like my brother right here, look, he Dominican. You would never know that he was Dominican or he a black man, right? You understand? Why? Because of the people judge based off the appearance of a man. You understand that? So I know you gotta go. She ran off. It's okay. She'll get over it. You got a flyer? They gave you a flyer? All right. So check out the flyer. All right, bro. We got more information on the back, on the website and all. All right. So where we at? 7-8. Sister, how you doing? Sis, how you doing? Come. What's your name, sis? Deja. Deja. How you gonna put the baby down? No, heavy. I didn't want to. I don't think there are any ants. If not, maybe on there, maybe that, or underneath the shade if it's too hot. But so you look like you a smart woman. Where you come from? What's your nationality?
I'm like you.
Or what? What's like me? Who's that?
Israelite.
You're an Israelite. How you know that?
Apologize.
Apologize for what?
To Jesus.
For what?
For killing him.
Huh?
Killing him.
You apologize for when did you kill Jesus? What are you talking about?
Enough. I apologize. You know what I'm saying. I apologize to everybody.
So let me ask you a question. You married?
I gotta get a divorce.
Why do you have to get a divorce?
I was married to a guy from Colombia.
So just because he wasn't nice to you, was he beating you over the head? Was it physical abuse?
Some of it was.
Some of it.
Some of it was more verbal. Over time.
So where is he at now?
He's in Charlotte.
So he's in the Charlotte area. Where are you? You African American?
I guess so. Yes.
I'm saying, so you were born and raised here?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you a question, right? So you said that's his baby?
That's not his baby.
So you're married to the man and you have a different baby?
Yeah, because I've been homeless. After me and him split, I was homeless for like a good 2 years, and then I met somebody else, and I ended up having a baby. I've never been with my own kind before.
You never been with your own kind. What is your own kind? What do you mean? Because Colombians are from the tribe of Asher, which is your own kind.
Oh, that is?
So what do you mean by not your own kind?
I thought Colombian people was like white people.
No, that's not true. Colombians come from the tribe of Asher. The Hispanics are of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
Well, I know the Hispanics, but I didn't think Colombia.
That's all the way on down. That's why we got the sign there, just to help you out.
Because they always be talking to me, that nigger, that black person, like as if.
Well, because a lot of us have misconstruction, or a lot of Hispanics have developed or grew up in a way where being black or being dark is seen as a curse or a negative.
That's what I got
right?
tired of. I got tired of his friends picking on me about that. I'm like, you know what?
Give me the Hebrews 13 and verse 4. Let me teach you something real quick. Because you going around, because what you did, you committed adultery against that man, irregardless of what he did to you. You understand?
Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. I feel like
It doesn't matter about how you feel. Your feelings don't matter when it comes towards God's law. You understand? It's like this. Let's say I go rob a bank, and then the judge asks me, "Why'd you do it?" Well, because I felt like I was due more money. Does the law matter about my feelings?
he cheated on me first, and I already.
That doesn't matter. That's not what God does. God doesn't say for you to go get revenge. You can revenge cheat. That's not written in the laws of God. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
Because you said you're homeless, right?
But it wasn't really.
Hold on.
revenge.
That's what it.
So, like, I just didn't have love. Like, I didn't say it was like I'm gonna go out my way and I'm gonna cheat on you. It was you gonna get dragged out my house and you sleeping outside. Guess what? The next person comes scoop you up.
You did it out of a lack of having how you say it? Huh? Yeah, you did it out of a lack of a need of necessity. Essentially, that's the same as prostitutes. That's a prostitution.
Yeah, but
you prostituted yourself to be able to get you a place to live instead of I'm sure that here in Charlotte, because you were here in Charlotte when you did that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure here in Charlotte they have institutions for people who are homeless, women such as yourself.
I wasn't homeless, so it was.
You said you got kicked out of the house.
Yeah,
So which one is
you
it?
do something bad, you gotta walk outside. Nah, like the dog.
Who said that?
My husband.
Well, that's wrong. But irregardless of that, you shouldn't be going from that point. That doesn't mean, oh, the nigga kicked me out the house. I'm gonna go sleep with somebody to be able to go in and get me a place to live. That's not how that
No,
works.
it wasn't like that. Like I just slept with somebody.
That's how it is, though.
It was
Explain
more so,
yourself then.
Here,
Because your story isn't lining up.
Take these drugs, and it wasn't like I just.
So he drugged you, or you willingly took the drugs and then decided to sleep with him because you wanted drugs? Which one is it?
Drugs,
Thanks, but you are right now.
no. I'm just here. I'm not on drugs. I grew up with people abusing me.
I understand that. We understand what abuse, being abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, financially abused. We can relate with that.
Well, when I met
hold on.
Person, it wasn't like you met somebody and you get raped so much you think.
So you married the man that was raping you?
Yeah. It's called Stockholm syndrome.
So you had Stockholm syndrome. So at what point did you decide you couldn't just leave? Because you're saying that the man was raping you. Was he your husband at this point, or this was prior to that?
Before it was he was my supposed to be like a friend. When you don't know love, you think of this.
What do you mean it's supposed to be your friend? You're going all over the place. So how did you meet this man? Let me ask you that. How did you meet him?
Okay, so let me start from there.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah,
How did you meet him?
So it can make sense. Okay. So I grew up with my mom being on crack.
Okay, we can relate to that because that's predominantly in the black and Hispanic neighborhood. Go ahead.
And so I grew up with like a lot of pornography and stuff around me.
Right.
So I ended up moving in with my cousin, and because I just wanted to get away, like I just.
We understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then prior to that, I was already with a guy that he would like to play with me and abuse me mentally because they'd be like, oh, she's pretty, so I have to tear her down to reach her level, and I always attract guys like that.
So if you attract to guys like that, what does that mean about you?
The guys that always tear me down.
Yeah. Because it sounds like you know that and you allow them to do that. What is that?
Well,
silly women? Get that from me. About Titus or Timothy. About silly women.
Yeah, that's your father's like that. You tend to date guys that are like your father. Like I think my father is abusive, so I dated guys that was abusive. Like
okay.
If you
I understand.
What you think is love. If you never see love stories, you think abuse and people tearing you down is love. My dad always used to pick on me, tear me down.
Pick on you how? What do you do?
Like they're all gonna laugh at you. Make jokes. Like now that I'm older, I know it's a joking way, but as a kid, when you already got people bullying you, and then you got your own dad picking on you and tearing you down, and your stepmom picking on you because you look like your daddy. It's like you think that's normal, and so. I guess I just was freaked out so much. Like I got bullied and stuff. Now I finally got to admit that I moved out and my mom's house and I ended up living with my cousin. It was a very depressing place. There was roaches everywhere, but I was happy.
Okay, so let's get to the point though. The point is the man that was raping you. You said that you were raped.
Yeah, so I ended up going, I didn't have enough rent money. I was working at the airport. So my cousin's boyfriend asked the mom, like, I can get you some money. I got a friend that,
okay.
He'll give you some money because I was talking to my cousin about getting into the stripping industry. And she's like, I got a friend that can give you some money. And
so check this out. Check this out. Hold on. That's all I need to hear. All right? Read this.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 6.
So we can't do anything for your upbringing. We understand that, right? But there comes a point, how old are you?
I'm 24.
You're 24. There comes a point where you got to stand up for yourself and realize that the way that you've been living and thinking, that it ain't been right. You understand? Because you can't, essentially.
Well, I already paid my time in jail and did what I did.
Okay, so hold on. Just listen to what I gotta say. Read.
For of this sort are they which creep into houses and leave captive silly women laden with sin.
Because you know what a silly woman is?
Yeah.
What is that? Laden with sins. What I heard was a young girl that, we can relate with that. A young girl that was abused, we can relate with that. But what happened was, you allowed that abuse, and like you said, that pornography, early age, and whatever else happened to you in your life, you allowed that to make you into the person who you are. You understand? You allowed that, because now what happened? You said you were raped. What I'm sure a lot of it was, I'm sure you did. But what I am saying though also is that sometimes what I heard was you put yourself in certain situations to better your predicament, and you use your body to do so. God says that that's whoredom. That is whorish behavior. You understand? That's the same as a prostitute goes around and has sex for things. That's what they use their body.
You know what? I looked up to my cousin so much, and I just
we
wanted
understand.
the money,
Listen, we
and I just
understand
wanted-
that,
I
but
just wanted these
you
values.
wanted things, and the only thing you could provide was your body. You understand? That's called being a prostitute or a whore.
He didn't even give me the money. That's the messed up part.
That's why whores have pimps, because they have protection so that someone pays them up. You just didn't have a pimp. You allowed a man to abuse you. Then when you felt like you couldn't take enough, you left, and because you didn't have any skills, and we're not saying that, we're not blaming you for not having any skills or any other things, but what we are saying is that your behavior of boredom, of this whorish behavior, that's evil in the eyes of God. You understand?
Yeah, well then basically I did have a pimp. My cousin's boyfriend put me out, and I didn't even get the pimp.
That's it. So read. Now go back to Hebrews. Wait, or what is it? Yeah, read that.
Led away with diverse lusts. The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, and verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses.
So a man crept into your house or crept into your life, right?
Yeah.
And then what he did, he said, he spoke game to you, he said good things, he said I can take care of you, I got you, and now what happened?
He got his papers
and left.
what he did.
And now you decided to leave with another man, and now had sex with that man, and now you have a child with that man.
With this man, I was going to actually kill
So this
myself.
is a different man.
Yeah, this is years after I had split off with him, and I was really suicidal. I was living in the streets. I was smoking. I thought I was smoking weed, but I was smoking crack. And I end up, I seen this guy at 7-Eleven, and I was like, what are you doing out here? He looked so much like me. Like I seen the baby in him, and I was like,
What do you mean? See, what are you talking about?
like I felt his soul. Like I just felt his soul was just hurt.
That you were on crack. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that whatever you were saying, that doesn't mean anything.
But him, he was different.
No, he wasn't, because he was the same as everybody else. Because he gave you a baby, and now where is he at?
He was getting abused.
Where is he at now? Irregardless of his abuse, where's he at now?
He's with his fake friends thinking those are his friends, but not his friends.
Is he with you? That's the point. Is he marrying you? Is he trying to?
I
Is he trying to do all
wasn't
that
trying to
stuff?
be his girlfriend. I wasn't trying to
So
be his
it's just another form of prostitution. That's what I'm trying to get you in your head.
Well,
That's
no.
what you're not understanding.
With him, I
You
wasn't
keep coming back and forth. That's
with him,
what it
I
is.
genuinely liked him.
Sis, that's what it is. You got a whore spirit, irregardless of whether or not you want to accept it or not. That's the spirit that is dwelling within you. Why? Because
it wasn't even like I was
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're horny. It doesn't matter if you wanted. It doesn't matter if you had some type of connection. Irregardless, if you are not married to someone and you are having sex, that is called whoredom, or being whore. That's what the Bible says. You understand? Give me that Proverbs 7. Proverbs 7.
Nobody marries you nowadays.
Because you hoard yourself out. You've been abused. You've been abused. Listen.
I got treated so horribly.
Because you allowed the people to do so, irregardless of that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a point. That's what I'm saying. There's a point in everyone's life where you have to say enough is enough and stand up against the abuse. Tell someone about it. Reach out.
To my family member. They crushed me, and
That's why I'm saying we understand those type of things. We understand, but that's something that you. If you were raped and that happened, that's different. But if you willingly allowed it, that's because you allowed sin to enter into your life. You understand that? You allowed that spirit of lust that spirit of boredom to enter into your life. Because I heard you said about pornography,
But
right?
you know what it's like when
Hold
you're
on,
being
hold on.
called
I heard
a
you say-
whore when you're a virgin. Like,
I heard-
it's like, man, you never
Irregardless,
get your word.
how are you a whore if you're a virgin? That doesn't make
Because
any
people don't-
sense.
When you're pretty, pretty girls are always
Oh,
whores.
that's
They
not the
always-
case. That's not the case because our sister Judith was not a whore, and she had one husband her entire life,
Word.
and that was it. She didn't deal with no man after he died.
Well,
Read. Hold on. Read.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman with an attire of a harlot and subtle of heart.
Because typically this is what we see that a hoe is. That she's the subtle heart means that she's tricky, right? That she has a mind of mischievous, evil, right?
Me, I wasn't tricky. I just wanted
Irregardless, hold on, irregardless, but it said that it had, the point is a harlot. That's one way of a harlot, you understand? God says there are different forms of whoredom or being a whorish behavior, you understand? Because you have only your body to give, that does not mean that you go out and give it and allow anybody to enter in you and just so that you can receive money, just because you can receive a house.
Even that. It
Listen,
wasn't even that. It's just
that's
the
what you
fact that
told
I
me.
thought-
I'm not saying, you keep on saying it's not even that. You told me the story. I don't know you. You told me the story. So I'm going based off of what you told me, what the story is. So, irregardless of what you said, I heard that when from a young age you were involved in pornography. Sex has been a big part of your entire life,
It's
right?
not that I was involved in pornography.
It's
It's
not-
the
that's
fact that
not what
my
I said.
parents was playing it in front of my face.
That's the point that I'm trying to make.
They were
That's
sleeping with
involved.
people in
Pornography was involved in your life. Different levels of sexuality that you should have never been involved in from a young age. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about pornography. You were involved in a porno shoot. That's not what I'm saying. Pornography was in your life since a young age, and it turned you into the woman that you are today. And God wants you to clean up and come out of that.
Word.
That's the whole point.
Word.
But, you,
Even
but what's
as
the thing?
a virgin, nobody's gonna give you your
You're not a virgin no more. We're not talking about that. We're talking about now of your repentance. You understand what I'm saying?
I've already
That,
repented.
no, have you? Are you still sleeping around
No,
with nobody?
I'm not with nobody.
Are you on your own?
Yeah.
All right.
Every time I see a guy,
Because that's what this world is.
they
You understand?
leave alone and they act like
Go
they
back.
like
Go
you.
back to Timothy. Go back to Timothy. This is why. This is why they
And
do
so
that.
I tried-
Because
I
you
almost
yourself,
killed the baby.
my sister, have to change your mentality. How you doing, sis?
I hate it.
what- I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk because so I saw you got your son in there, right? That's your son. Okay, your nephew. You married? You're not. So we talking about marriage. This young woman, she was abused at a young age, which led her into the woman who she is today. And she had. Hold on.
It was so hard for me
So
to have this baby. God.
what do men want from a woman if they have nothing? So at what point do you as a woman say, enough is enough, I'm gonna get me a job, I'm gonna do what I have to do in order to provide for myself and whatever
Some
else?
men
At what
get
point,
jealous
right?
When you have a job, some men
Go ahead.
get
Hold on,
jealous
hold
when
on.
you make more.
We're not talking about that. You didn't do any of that. What do you say? So, right.
That's my personal thing.
Okay.
Once you're able to flee from your past.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely correct. You gotta love yourself first, right? So now, how do you love yourself though? Because the world teaches you to love yourself is just taking care of yourself, which is a part of it. Taking care of yourself, working out, eating well, these different things, which is true. That's right. Surface level. Give me second Ezra's. Oh no, I'm sorry. Love. Give me love.
You want to have a relationship with God, and I mean, it takes steps to
That's it.
build that relationship.
That's a good point.
So you have to start there.
God is a
Yeah.
bitch. God is mean.
You say God is a bitch.
what?
Yes, God
That's-
is mean.
you see what I'm saying?
God
You
is
see
a
what I'm
woman
saying?
and she's mean.
No, God is not a woman. God is a man. Hold on, sis. Hold on. God is not a woman, and God is me because He's a man, and He's here to judge you for your actions. You want to run around and be a whore and go around and sleep with everybody? Go ahead. You're gonna die at the end, and your soul won't ever be resurrected and saved. That's the whole point. But give me that. Give me Exodus 15:3. That's the whole problem. Your mindset. You think that God is a woman, so thus you can use your body to get what you want in this life, and that's the point that I'm trying to get to. You can't do that. You don't truly love yourself because
I wasn't prostitute.
that's what you were doing, irregardless. Can you prostitute yourself for a bag of chips? How do you do that? How would a woman want, if she needs a place to live, how would she prostitute herself for a place to live if she has nothing else to give? No, let her go. She got the devil on her. You understand? We trying to help her out. She said that God is a bitch and a woman. You understand? That I can't help somebody like that. Give me that. Go back to silly woman. I'm gonna show you the woman that she is. I'm gonna show you the woman that she was, right? That she is till now. Because she come up here all sad and try to put on this emotion game. What's your name again? Shonda. Shonda. So she came up here, Shonda, came up all sad, and then I asked her about her story. She said she was abused. Okay, we understand that. She did. Okay, we understand that you were abused physically, mentally. Okay, but what she admitted to was that she used her body to be able to receive a place to live, and now she has a baby with a man who's not her husband, and now she is is she homeless still? I forgot what she said. She was homeless at one point. Now she's not. Irregardless, that is what a woman who uses her body to receive stuff is what. It's a prostitute. It's a hoe.
It's just a different type of
That's
whether it's
correct.
monetary or whether it's something that's material.
Correct. It's different. Whatever your payment is, that's like the bank coming and repossessing your house. You can put bank money into the bank. You can give the bank the mortgage or whatever, right? They'll still take the money. There's different forms of payment.
It's like it's government pimps up.
That's it. No, you're not lying. That's the same way. The government pimps us the same way and takes all of our stuff, right? So now check this out. This is a woman that you. I hope that you do get married one day and that you have kids and all that stuff.
Being patient
Now,
for
all
God is
right.
to be my husband.
So now check this out. Read this. This is what you don't want to be. Read.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and led captive silly women.
She was a silly woman. Silly meaning stupid. She was a stupid woman, young woman, because she was 24 years old. And at some point, like you said, you got to stand up and be like, yo, I got to love myself. She didn't want to hear that. She wanted to hear that God is going to love her and God is going to be okay with her. And then the devil revealed out of her mouth that said God is a woman. That's the base of her problem right there, because she does not believe that Christ and God himself are men. They're black men like us. But for her to admit that God is a woman shows you that who does she worship? Herself.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.